There is a specific kind of silence that fills your house. When you realize they aren't going to call back today, you check the volume on your phone, then the connection. But deep down, you already know the phone is working fine. The silence isn't technical. It's personal. And that silence can quietly hurt more than most people ever talk about. Let's slow this down and look at it clearly. If you're the parent of an adult child, someone in their 20s, 30s, or 40s, you may feel like you're standing on one side of a widening canyon. You reach out, you call, you text, but the more you try to close the distance, the further away they seem to drift. It feels like a rejection of you, even when nothing was said. But what if I told you this silence is actually psychological, not a lack of love, but a reflection of how the modern brain is wired? Over the years, I've seen this pattern repeat in countless families navigating these later chapters. There's a strange psychological rule at play here, something I call the paradox of pursuit. It suggests that the logical way you're trying to fix this relationship is actually the very thing that's breaking it. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this distance hurts so deeply and how to reconnect without chasing guilt or rejection. To understand why your son or daughter feels so far away, we have to look at how the definition of communication has fundamentally changed. When you were raising them, communication was what psychologists call synchronous. If the phone rang, it was an event. You stopped chopping vegetables. You muted the TV, and you answered. You and the caller were in the same moment, together. It was a connection. In simple terms, communication used to happen together. But your adult children live in an asynchronous world. Communication happens whenever someone gets around to it. To a 35-year-old today, a phone call isn't a connection. It's an interruption. They manage their lives through tasks. An email is a task. A text is a task. A voicemail is a task. So when they see your name pop up on their screen, they don't feel annoyance. They usually feel a spike of love, followed immediately by a spike of pressure. They think to themselves, I love Mom. I want to have a real conversation with her, not a rushed one. I'm too busy right now to give her my best, so I'll wait until I'm free. This is the asynchronous trap. They're waiting for a perfect, quiet moment to call you back. But in the modern economy, that quiet moment never comes. They aren't ignoring you because you don't matter. They're ignoring you because they're drowning in data, juggling responsibilities, and trying, imperfectly, to protect you from their own stress. They think they're being respectful by waiting. You experience it as abandonment. This brings us to the second reason for the drift, the distortion of time. As you enter your 60s and 70s, your perception of time shifts. Your days often have more rhythm, more routine, and more space for reflection. If you haven't spoken to someone you love in 2 weeks, you feel every single hour of that absence. But for your adult children, time is compressed. They're in the rush hour of life, building careers, navigating marriages, perhaps raising small children of their own. To them, 2 weeks doesn't feel like 14 long days. It feels like a blink. I've spoken to many adult children who are genuinely shocked when their parents say, "You haven't called in a month." They look at their phone and say, "Wait, wasn't that just last Tuesday?" This mismatch causes so much pain. You're measuring their love by a clock they aren't even looking at. You interpret their silence as proof they've moved on. They interpret the silence as just life happening. And this creates the most dangerous element of all, the guilt spiral. The longer they go without calling, the more guilty they feel. And strangely, the more guilty they feel, the harder it becomes to pick up the phone. Eventually, even calling starts to feel emotionally overwhelming. They fear your disappointment. They fear the lecture. So they delay it even longer, just to avoid the feeling. So how do we fix this? Remember the paradox of pursuit I mentioned earlier? The rule is simple. The more you demand connection, the more they pull away to protect their autonomy. To bring them back, you have to do the counterintuitive thing. You stop pulling. You lower the stakes. And none of this requires confrontation, lectures, or emotional strain. Here are 2 practical ways to do that, starting today. 1. The no-pressure ping. Most parents send texts that require work. Are you coming this weekend? Why haven't you called? Call me when you can. These are assignments. Instead, send a message that explicitly demands nothing. Send a photo, a memory, or a gentle update, and end it with 5 simple words. No need to call back. For example, saw this and thought of you. Hope you're doing okay. No need to call back. When you say this, you pop the balloon of guilt. You transform from an obligation back into a parent. You're not giving up. You're giving a gift. The gift of a guilt-free connection. Psychologically, this signals stability. It tells them you're okay, you're thinking of them, and you don't need anything. Paradoxically, this often makes them want to call you sooner. 2. Be the news anchor, not the interrogator. When you finally do talk, avoid starting with, "What's new?" For an exhausted adult, that question is work. They have to summarize their entire stressful life. Instead, share your life first. Talk about a book you read, a neighbor you met, or a recipe you tried. When you show that you have a full, vibrant life outside of them, you become interesting. You become a sanctuary they want to visit, rather than a job they need to manage. The silence doesn't mean the love is gone. It means the language and the frequency has changed. Adjust your dial, lower the pressure, and you may discover they've been waiting to hear from you all along. If this perspective brought you even a little peace today, you're not alone. You're welcome to subscribe if you'd like more conversations like this. Thoughtful, practical reflections for navigating this chapter of life with clarity and calm. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'll see you in the next video.